Hello, everyone, and welcome to a short midnight talk. It's a bit past midnight, and I have some topic I wanted to talk about. Nostalgia is today's topic. In the background, you will probably see some Dark Souls gameplay, and I will probably put it on the thumbnail as well. So if you clicked on the video and expect a video about, I don't know, Dark Souls Pro gameplay, don't expect that here. I'm not that good. I believe I'm fighting some skeletons in the background, and that's it. Just farming a few souls. But that isn't the topic for this video. Today's topic will be nostalgia. And recently I came across a very interesting conversation I had with a friend of mine at university. I'm currently studying media and film studies, and we talked a bit about feelings. And he asked me what I think are the most, the strongest feelings you could probably have. And I thought about it. I thought way too long about it. And he answered to me, for him it's nostalgia, because it's as beautiful as it is devastating. And the thought didn't leave my mind. And I thought about it when I got home. I thought about it during cooking. And I decided, alright, maybe there are people out there who think about it the same way I do. And the most nostalgic thought that came across my mind in this moment was actually a winter night. Or it was 2013. It was 2013, and it was the first snow that came down. And the night before, it was all clear. I slept in, I woke up, bam, everything absolutely white. Snowstorm outside, catastrophic. You couldn't drive on the streets, and we walked all to the bus. We had, it was me and a close friend that lived in the same village as me, and we walked to the bus. And after 15, there was an unwritten rule that after 15 minutes, when the bus was late, you could go. You could simply go home, have a nice day. And we walked to the bus, and we waited, and it was snowing, and the wind was slapping on our ears, and we forgot our hats that day, so we didn't have any cover. And the bus didn't came. And we walked back, and it was like, I don't know, it was a sight of animals migrating into another country. Uh, 30 kids crossing the street. And we walked all home, and that was actually the phase in my life when Minecraft was my number one priority. So we walked home, and we had a server. A friend of mine was a bit more advanced in this tech stuff, so he set up a server where we could play on. We came home, we sat down, and I believe we played from 8 in the morning to at least 5 or 6 in the evening. And that is a thought I come back really often, because that was a time in my life where things were simple. You had nothing that much to do, and obviously Minecraft was the number one priority at this moment. Food, energy, electricity, internet connect. It was just there. It simply it just spawned in the living room and was free for life. Or I thought that. And another very nostalgic thought was when I was around, I don't know, it was it was the time Crysis 3 came out. And Crysis 3, I have a very special bond to it, because Crysis 3 was the first shooter game I was able to buy, because it came in the news, and basically Crytek, located in Germany, it was all over the news here in Germany. And I talked with my mother about it, and I said, "Look, they don't kill people in it. They just kill aliens. Aliens. It was a lie, obviously, but they just kill aliens in the game. And can I buy it? Can I buy it?" And I wasn't that good in math, so I always got driven to a student teacher where I could improve my math skills. And obviously my grandfather drove me there, because my mother was working, and he always drove me to these kinds of things. And on the way there, my mother gave me her ID card, and on the way there we stopped at the tech market. It's called Expert in here, but in Germany, but he's long gone. I believe 3 years, and he isn't here anymore. So that's for the Expert. So we drove at the tech market, and I could buy that game. And I went in there and I said, "Yes, ID card from my mother, because I wasn't that age. I was, I believe I was 13 or 14." And the cashier looked me dead in the eye, but at the end, I believe I was just that charming or something like that, because she just said, "All right, it's all right, kid. I saw the ID, and I believe you." And so I bought the game there. I was then at my math improvement evening class. Obviously, I couldn't concentrate on that day. It was basically all for nothing. But I came home, and the first thing I wanted to do was play Crysis 3, but we had a very bad internet connection. Long story short, I had to wait 3 days for the game to download. Yes, it was absolutely chaotic, the situation with the internet connection. We had, I believe, a download speed of 200 kilobits per second. Absolutely unbelievable. And I sat there, and when it was downloaded, the math improvement class was on when was it, on Wednesday was it, yes. And the game was ready to play on the Friday, and from there on it became a ritual, a ritual of me and a friend I had during that time, that every Friday after school I swung myself on my bike, and I drove to the local supermarket. It's called Penny, and I bought a drink called Schwipschwap. Schwipschwap is it's a mix between orange and Coca-Cola, and it's but it's the I don't know, maybe other names for it could be Spezi or Mezzomix or something like that. And here it was called Schwipschwap, and I always bought a 1.5 liter bottle of Schwipschwap and some nacho chips. And then it was always the same. Playing Crysis 3 multiplayer till 1 a.m. Then I sneaked into the living room. My mother was sleeping. I sneaked into the living room. I turned on the TV and I watched Comedy Central. And during that time, Comedy Central was a really big thing. I believe because it's the fascination that you could watch something that was sprinkled with dark humor and piss and poop jokes and that kind of stuff. So I sneaked into the living room and I watched South Park, American Dad, and all these adult cartoons. So the next day I could talk about it. I could talk about the not the next day, but the next school day on Monday. I could talk about the newest episodes that aired on that weekend. And I was always on a phone call with a friend from school, but that lasted for a month because then the phone bill was absolutely terrible. But that was another very, very nostalgic thought I had, because that was also a very comforting time, because it was basically I didn't had any fears. I didn't had any things to worry about. But then I thought a bit. I looked at nostalgia as a feeling, and I thought a bit wider. And I believe that nostalgia is so strong because you can't regulate it as a human. You can't regulate when you get these euphoric, nostalgic rushes that consume your body, your mind. And it can literally be everything. It can be a specific smell, a specific sound, something you see, and it reminds you of that time. For example, if there's a very specific smell that was on these nacho chips I ate during that time, and sometimes I smell that. I smell that, and then I get instantly teleported back to this time. Same with the snowy Minecraft building phase, and yeah, therefore nostalgia is a very, very hard feeling, and we basically see it nowadays everywhere. And I believe that many people currently are very nostalgic because you just have to go on TikTok or Instagram, and everyone makes these reels where the song, how it's called, Forever Young is I believe it's from, wait a minute, I have Spotify open. Yes, it's from Alpha Will, Forever Young from Alpha Will, and that's basically that's a whole mood. That's a you see people having nostalgia even over the last 5 years. Sometimes I hear friends or or family, or people at university say, do you remember the time of COVID? Do you remember this time? And they have nostalgia, even for normally, if you think about nostalgic times, you probably will go back like 10, 15 years, something like that. Or it's for me, in my case, it's that time span. And now we're even nostalgic for times that occurred like literally last year. It's a bit over the top, the comparison, but you get what I mean. And even myself, if I now think about, for example, Call of Duty Cold War, I think about the time where COVID was a thing and everyone was online. Literally everyone bought the game, everyone was online. The old squad got back together. We played zombies, we played multiplayer. And I don't think that there is a cure for nostalgia, because it doesn't need a cure. Because nostalgia is basically something that you can create now and earn later. Of course, it's easier to look back on times when it was simpler, when it was better. But believe me when I say that in 10 years or in 5 years, you look back to this time and you think the same about it as you thought about the time you think now back to. You get me? So in conclusion, the message of this commentary will be that you don't have to live in nostalgia, because nostalgia is basically a good memory you can create now. You can now sit down and create a very good memory in investing time in yourself, in friends, in family, in a nice holiday, or things you just enjoy. And this idea, this positive thought, it grows, it grows, it grows. And in 5 years, you can, you just have to press replay in your head. And you think, well, I made a very, very good thought there back then. And this is my pay. This is my... Yeah. That's basically... I lost my mind a bit. That's basically the thought that you helped build in your mind. So don't worry that much. It's okay to live in nostalgic times. I do it too. I do it very often. And it's absolutely okay. It's absolutely... It's healthy, I believe, because it gives you comfort for a short time, and then you can say, all right, I'm ready for the day, because it cannot always be night. But think about it, that you handle these nostalgic thoughts like a visit to the park. You go in the park, you sit down on the bench, you look around you, you see trees, you see birds, you see different, you hear different sounds, and it's just a nice, peaceful place. So you lean back, you have a few minutes that you spend there thinking about good times, and after that you say, I'm alright, I'm good. You can stand up, and go on with your day. And in your mind, you have, alright, it's now up to me to create the positive thought, the positive memory for tomorrow. Alright. I believe that's it. That's the thought for tonight I had. I just wanted to try out if this kind of video format would be entertaining. I know there are a lot of unnecessary ands and maybe earth and blank spaces where nothing is said, but it also helps me to improve my English skills in speaking. So, because currently at what I'm studying currently, there aren't that much English modules where I can practice my English skills. I could practice them very much during my time in I don't know how it's called in English here in Germany. It's the Abitur. I believe it's the high school graduation in the USA or equivalent to it, and there I could practice it a lot. But currently I'm out of practice. So sorry. But yeah, tell me your nostalgic thoughts. Tell me what is something that comforts you. What is a thought that you come regularly back to, and even if you're lost in nostalgia, tell me that too, because I believe it's interesting, and maybe we can help each other. All right, have a good one. Have a very, very nice weekend, I believe. I will be uploading it on Friday, I think. Friday in Germany. Yes. And stay healthy and always positive. Have a good night, and thank you for listening.